Big news coming out of Barcelona. The club has officially confirmed the return date for preseason as Hansi Flick prepares for his first full campaign in charge. Meanwhile, the agent of one of Barca's top transfer targets casts doubt over a potential Camp Nou move. And in the Nico Williams saga, Athletic Club has just issued a strong warning to Barca. They want the full release clause paid. Stick around, this video is packed with crucial updates from Camp Nou. La Liga giants Barcelona have on Sunday announced the scheduled date for their return to preseason training. The date in question? July 13th. Barcelona are of course fresh off what proved to be a hugely successful campaign in 2024-25. Under the watch of new head coach Hansi Flick, the Blaugrana racked up a domestic treble, as well as coming within mere minutes of a Champions League final berth. Just as the dust has settled on one hectic season, though, plans are already being put in place for another in Catalonia's capital in 2026-26. Having not qualified for the Club World Cup, Barca stars, unlike their Real Madrid counterparts, have been afforded an extended break to recharge their batteries over the weeks ahead. Following as much though, the Blaugrana star-studded squad will reconvene at the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper on the 13th of July. As much was made official by way of a statement across the club's social media platforms on Sunday. Barcelona transfer targets agent raises doubts over potential move to Camp Nou. The agent of a headline member of the summer transfer wishlist at La Liga champions Barcelona is not fully sold on the prospect of a move to Catalonia's capital. That's according to Blaugrana insider Gerard Romero, who points towards Nico Williams as the player in question. Summer-long transfer saga in 2024, wide man Nico has of course returned to the forefront of the headlines at Barcelona once more over recent days. This comes after widespread confirmation was forthcoming that the 22-year-old's representative had held a fresh round of talks with Deco, over the prospect of a joining of forces for next season. As alluded to above, though, if the latest word doing the rounds in Spain on Sunday is anything to go by, then Felix Tinda himself is not yet fully behind his client in his push to join Barca. As revealed by journalist Gerard Romero, Nico's agent doesn't feel nearly as strongly as the Spanish international when it comes to the prospect of linking up with Hansi Flick's squad. It now remains to be seen if as much proves significant in the ongoing negotiations between the parties. Athletic Club warns Barcelona in Nico Williams' chase. Only way is to trigger his release clause. Barcelona's renewed interest in signing Nico Williams has once again stirred tensions with Athletic Club. The two clubs haven't had the best of relationships over the past 2 years, and that connection has only grown poor amid Barcelona's efforts to sign Nico Williams. Barca were close to signing Nico last summer, but the move broke down. But this time around, the Catalans are once again serious about signing the Spanish international, who has already pleaded with Barca players to take him. Athletic Club to Barcelona. No negotiations, pay Nico Williams full release clause. According to Mundo Deportivo, however, the likelihood of Barcelona signing Nico Williams this summer will remain almost zero if the club refused to meet the player's release clause. Athletic Club have ruled out any kind of negotiation and sent a clear message to the Catalans. If they want him, let them pay the clause, period. Nico's release clause currently exceeds €58 million. This tough stance is the latest flashpoint in an already strained relationship. Over the past 2 years, Athletic Club has been highly critical of Barcelona, both on and off the pitch. During a clash in March 2023, their fans threw mock banknotes with the Barca crest and chanted, "To Segunda," expressing anger over the Negreira case. Tensions were further heightened on the final match day of the 2024-25 season, when Athletic fans booed Barca's title celebrations. Club president John Uriarte later complained about Barca's conduct and accused Laporta of failing to congratulate him on Athletic's Champions League qualification. All this friction doesn't help Barcelona's pursuit of Nico, although that might prove to be a good thing given that many in the Barca camp are not on board with the idea of signing the Spaniard this summer. So, Barcelona fans, the countdown to preseason is officially on, but transfer drama continues to heat up. Will the club go all in for Nico Williams? Can they convince their top target's agent to agree? And how will Flick shape this team moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a Barca update. Barcelona are set to spend a staggering €104 million on a superstar forward by the time his contract ends. At the same time, 4 top wingers are reportedly desperate to join Barcelona this summer as the club continues to rebuild under Hansi Flick. And finally, after years of waiting, Barca have finally convinced La Liga to consider one of their long-standing requests: a decision that could change their financial strategy moving forward. Stay tuned as we dive into these three major developments shaking up the world of FC Barcelona. According to a recent report from Sport, Robert Lewandowski's contract with Barcelona is far more lucrative than previously believed, amounting to a staggering €104 million gross over 4 years. When the Polish striker arrived in 2022, it was widely reported that he had taken a pay cut compared to the €12 million net he was earning annually at Bayern Munich. While it is true that his first season at Barca saw him earn €10 million net, the overall structure of the contract reveals a substantial salary increase over time. A detailed breakdown has revealed just how much Robert Lewandowski is earning at Barcelona, showing the full structure of his massive salary package. In his debut season, the net figure was slightly lower, but from the second year onwards, his earnings rose significantly. This past season, Lewandowski earned a fixed net salary of €16 million, and for the upcoming 2025-26 campaign, he is set to earn €13 million net. So far, Barcelona have already paid him €79.4 million gross in fixed wages and bonuses, and that figure will rise further by the end of his deal. Lewandowski also receives additional income through performance-related bonuses written into his contract. He earns €600,000 gross for winning La Liga, and that figure increases to €800,000 if the team also wins the Copa del Rey. If Barcelona wins both La Liga and the Champions League, Lewandowski earns a €1 million bonus, while winning all three major trophies in a single season would see him pocket a total of €2 million in bonuses. Barcelona are showing no signs of holding back financially, continuing to spend boldly despite their economic challenges. Although it was initially believed that Barcelona were saving on his salary compared to Bayern, the reality is that the personal income tax rate in Spain is slightly higher, forcing the club to spend more to meet the agreed net figures. This means the true financial burden on Barcelona is considerably larger than it appears at first glance. Despite the significant outlay Lewandowski has delivered, he was the top scorer in La Liga during his first season and played a vital role in securing 2 league titles, 2 Spanish Super Cups, and a Copa del Rey during his time with the Catalan Giants. However, with 1 year left on his deal and the club still under financial strain, there is growing debate within the club over whether continuing to pay such high wages is sustainable. 4 wingers are extremely eager to sign for Barcelona this summer, with all of them pushing hard for a move to Camp Nou. No fewer than 4 big-name wingers from across the continent are nothing short of desperate to seal a move to Spain with Barcelona this summer. That's according to Mundo Deportivo, who have this weekend provided an insight into the situation. It is of course common knowledge at this point that Barcelona are on the lookout for reinforcements out wide with a view to next season. To date, a whole host of players in turn have been tipped as potential arrivals in Catalonia's capital over the weeks ahead. And as alluded to above, if the latest word stemming from the media is anything to go by, then 4 such stars are equally keen on the prospect of linking up with Hansi Flick's squad. Luis Diaz, Nico Williams, Marcus Rashford and Ivan Perisic all dream of playing for Barca and are desperate to wear the Blaugrana shirt. The casting is underway. As things stand, it is Liverpool standout Diaz who remains the favored target on the part of Deco and the Camp Nou board. Since 2020, FC Barcelona have faced problems with La Liga's financial fair play regulations, which have significantly limited their capability to make their desired signings from the market. First, it was the COVID-19 pandemic that decreased their income, while after the end of the pandemic, they had to move away from the Camp Nou, which also negatively impacted their profits. In the last few years, the Catalans have successfully lowered their expenses, and currently, their wage bill represents only 57% of their total income. This percentage stood at 74% before the pandemic, and at 98% in the first year after COVID. La Liga's current FFP rule. Meanwhile, the Blaugranes are also making efforts to reduce their expenses. However, one stumbling block that they face in this endeavor is that La Liga also counts the budget of women's football, youth football and regional teams towards fair play. For quite a long time, Barcelona have been requesting the league authorities to these expenses should not be considered along with the expenses of the first team, as it makes it even harder for them to meet the FFP requirements. Barcelona convinced La Liga to consider their request. In this regard, Mundo Deportivo reports that the Blaugranes have had a minor success as they have finally convinced La Liga to at least consider their request. Even if accepted, this is not going to be implemented from the next season, but still, it gives hope to clubs like Barcelona, who have a prominent women's team and youth teams, that the expenses of these teams will finally be separated from those of the first team, which will help them meet their FFP requirements more easily. However, till the time that La Liga makes a decision on this matter, the Catalans will have to balance their numbers according to existing regulations. In this regard, their return to the Spotify Camp Nou can help matters significantly. It's clear, Barcelona's summer is shaping up to be historic. From financial pressure tied to a €104 million superstar contract, to top talents begging for a move to Camp Nou, the club remains one of football's biggest attractions. With La Liga finally starting to listen to Barca's financial concerns, the path is slowly opening for a more flexible and ambitious transfer strategy. If you love Barca transfer drama, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the to never miss an update.